Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for what is going to be a very exciting and educational event. On behalf of myself and the PKD Foundation of Canada, I'd like to welcome you all to the 2023 PKD Summit. We have an action-packed day full of fantastic presenters and very, very exciting topics to share with you. So I'm glad that you're here with us and welcome you all today. Just a few housekeeping items. Please note that your cameras and microphones are disabled for the bulk of the presentations. We encourage you to ask questions throughout the sessions that are taking part today using the Q&A box. If you have any technical questions, there is the chat box that is available to the panelists and Murray from Live Agency, who is the organization behind the scenes helping us have a very successful event today. Questions will be addressed during the Q&A session. So if at any point during the presentation you have a question, you can just throw them into the Q&A box and we'll take care of them during the live Q&As that are taking the last 15 minutes approximately of each presentation. And then just as added insight, this conference is being recorded, so there's no need to jot down any notes or screen grab anything. We will have these presentations available on our website and our YouTube channel approximately 1 to 2 weeks after today's event. On a high level, this is today's program. So after the housekeeping, I will spend about 30 minutes sharing information on the PKD Foundation of Canada. We will then be joined by Dr. Mike Bevilacqua from 10:30 to 11:30, where he'll be discussing pain management and PKD. Following Dr. Bevilacqua, we will be joined by renal nutritionist Emily Campbell. She will be discussing the importance of nutrition and PKD from 11:30 to 12:30. After her presentation, she will be sharing a recording of a health break cooking demo from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. So during this half-hour break, we encourage you to get up and stretch, make the recipe, of course, if you've got the ingredients ready that we shared earlier. And then we will be back at 1 p.m. through 2 p.m. with Dr. Matt Langtree, covering the progress in care of patients with polycystic kidney disease. After Dr. Langtree, we will then be joined by Dr. Lisa Gay-Woodford, who will be covering the basics of clinical care for children with ADPKD and ARPKD from 2 until 3 o'clock. We will then be joined by Kira Morin, a PKD advocate, who will be sharing her insight on how to be your own best advocate. This presentation will run from 3 o'clock till approximately 3:55, and then we'll close out the day with some closing remarks from myself. I do want to welcome everyone here today. We have over 200 people registered for the 2023 virtual PKD Summit. And as you can see from this slide, we are joined by people from 21 countries around the world, which is a new record for the summit and absolutely marvelous to see. So from wherever you are around the globe, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your support of the PKD Foundation of Canada, and we look forward to offering you a very insightful and educational day. Before my presentation, like I said, I'm going to share a bit of information about the PKD Foundation of Canada, where we have come from, where we are, and where we're going. As some of you may know, this slide covers my personal impact to polycystic kidney disease. On the left is my mom, Jan, who is a double liver transplant recipient. At 70 years old now, she is approaching renal failure and will need a kidney in the next 1 to 2 years. She inherited ADPKD from my grandmother, who passed 2 summers ago at an incredible age of 98 years old. My grams never relied on dialysis or transplantation to prolong the quality of life. And as we know, with the variants of PKD in one particular family, she had a very mild case of this disease. But when passing it on to my mom, Jan, she had one of the more severe cases of this disease, and predominantly it affected her liver. But as I mentioned, it is caught up to her kidneys, which will require a third transplant for her. The mission of the PKD Foundation of Canada is to promote programs of research, advocacy, education, support, and awareness in order to discover treatments and an eventual cure for polycystic kidney disease and to improve the lives of all it affects. Our vision is that no one suffers the full effects of PKD. Over the years, we've had a few looks. As you can see on the far left, we were the Polycystic Kidney Disease Research Society of Canada, a provincial organization that had charitable status here in Ontario from 1994 through 2009. In 2009, when I took on the role of executive director, I recognized the support that we were providing, primarily Southern Ontario and Toronto specifically, was something that was needed for the PKD community from coast to coast. As such, we rebranded and incorporated as the PKD Foundation of Canada. And in 2016, still as the PKD Foundation of Canada, a national charitable organization and the only one solely dedicated to eradicating polycystic kidney disease, we had a bit of a facelift. But our mission and vision remain, and we have only grown stronger through the years, raising awareness, advocacy, education, and support for those affected by PKD and their loved ones on a national as well as an international level. We are a small but mighty organization with presently a staff of 3, myself, of course, in the role of executive director. And this year we welcomed both Michelle Lynn Goodfellow in the role of communications coordinator, along with Sandy Kenny, who is our fundraising coordinator. Our foundation has local volunteer chapters across Canada, stretching as far west as Vancouver, British Columbia, and as far east as Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Our local chapters focus on 4 key areas, and they include education, support, awareness and advocacy, and of course, fundraising. Our signature fundraising event is the Walk to End Polycystic Kidney Disease, and this is a campaign that stretches through, for the most part, the month of September. These events are back to being held in person, which has been a marvelous reintroduction to the foundation after being virtual during the pandemic. And this event serves as the largest fundraising initiative for the PKD Foundation of Canada, and also the largest opportunity for the PKD community and their loved ones to get together in a united front to end PKD. This year's campaign raised a record-setting $211,000, a little bit over that, and that is, like I said, a new record for the PKD Foundation of Canada. This is no small feat for a grassroots organization like ourselves. So I would like to take this opportunity, of course, to thank every single volunteer, attendee, donor, corporate sponsor, and advocate that helped make this day, or this campaign, I should say, the absolute success that it was. Our website, npkd.ca, or the French version, Fini la MPR, is the most comprehensive website for polycystic kidney disease here in Canada. It is fully bilingual, so you can either visit npkd.ca or Fini la MPR. We have information for those newly diagnosed to the seasoned veterans in the PKD community as well. We have a wealth of visual educational resources, our webinars, past presentations, summit events like this are all available through our website and our YouTube channel. And it's also, our website is also a great way to stay connected with the PKD community by reading past e-newsletters, voices of PKD campaigns, and everything in between. So if you aren't already on our mailing list and receiving our monthly PKD e-newsletters, I do encourage you to visit our website. A pop-up box will present itself, and sign up for our newsletters. It's the absolute best way to stay connected to what is happening within the PKD Foundation of Canada, the national PKD community, and of course, the PKD community on a global level. One of our campaigns that is quickly approaching, just as the holidays are, is our 31 Days of PKD Challenges. And this is a campaign that we take on through the month of March, which, as most of you I'm sure know, is National Kidney Month. This is a fantastic campaign that has very low lift and high impact activities, call to actions related to PKD, sharing your story, sharing information about the foundation, and really strengthening the spotlight that is both on chronic kidney disease, CKD, or polycystic kidney disease, PKD. So our social media channels, our website, our newsletters will all extensively promote the 31 Days of PKD Challenges. And I encourage you guys to participate, share, comment, help us get the word out about these challenges to the community. It's a great and fun, engaging way to learn about PKD and to share the impact that PKD has on those afflicted with this disease. One of the newer programs to our organization is our partnership with the Transplant Ambassadors Program. And this is an organization that is doing incredible things and giving those that are either new transplant recipients or donors the opportunity to give back to the community after either giving the gift of life or receiving the gift of life. By working with Transplant Ambassador Program, or TAP, we give you an opportunity to receive full training for peer-to-peer mentorship. You are able to then connect with other folks who are either considering living donation or are looking to receive that gift of life. And as we all know, connecting with someone who is either on a similar journey or has been on a similar journey to you is invaluable. For having that support in place, feeling heard, feeling seen. So if you go to our website, along the top carousel, there will be a link that you can click to learn more about the Transplant Ambassador Program. And if you are inclined by being either a living donor or a transplant recipient, we would love to speak with you and get you into the program so that we can help provide support to those who are going down a similar path. For many people, part of a challenge with finding a living donor is where to start. And we have worked with Harvey Micel, who is a two-time living transplant recipient and founder of the not-for-profit Living Kidney Donors Network, to create a very easy to watch and easy to understand video series that helps you develop your own online campaign to find a living donor. Whether you're completely comfortable to shout from the mountaintops and talk to anyone and everyone about your need for a living donation, or if you're completely at a loss as to how to start and what the first step should be, this video series will walk you through step by step on the best course of action to get your story out there, to get eyes on it, and to get people advocating for you in the hopes of finding your living donor. So if you have any questions or concerns, or you have a loved one who is looking to start a living donor campaign, reach out to us on the foundation. Our contact information is there, and we will happily get you set up with this free service to watch the video series, and we will walk with you every step of the way as you build out your own social media campaign to find your gift of life. Another one of our programs that I absolutely love is the Voices of PKD. And this is a blog spotlight that is shared in our newsletters, on social media, and of course on our website. And the Voices of PKD are people sharing their journey with our community. It is so important to hear from other folks who are impacted by this disease or have a loved one affected by this disease. And the Voices of PKD movement has helped people to feel less alone, to feel more supported, to feel seen, and to feel heard. All of our Voices of PKD are available on our website in both English and French. I encourage you to visit them at your convenience. There is a wealth of incredibly strong warrior voices out there that have shared their stories. In addition to the Voices of PKD, on an annual basis, the PKD Foundation of Canada produces PKD patient vignettes. And these are video testimonials similar to the Voices, where an individual is sharing their PKD journey. And we put that out to the community so that people both in the PKD community and the general public can learn more about what living with PKD is like on the day-to-day. So before I continue with the rest of my presentation, I'd like to throw to a video of a gentleman, Nick Ashawasaga, who has recently become an incredible voice for the PKD Foundation of Canada and the PKD community on an international level. So this video that we're about to watch is our latest PKD vignette and tells Nick's story.
I was 5 years old when I first noticed the blood in my urine. Polycystic kidney disease. My family had no idea what that diagnosis meant. No idea what we were supposed to do. There was no playbook for raising a young Indigenous child with PKD. Mine is just one of many PKD stories across Canada. Thousands of Canadians are facing uncertain futures filled with worries about dialysis, kidney transplants, and the possibility of passing this genetic condition onto our children, facing a future that can be low on hope. The isolation is real. For years, I hid my kidney disease, ashamed. But we don't have to face this alone. Together, we are a community. People with unique experiences drawn from all over Canada, united in pursuit of new hope for all those living with PKD. I've seen the ravages of kidney disease suffered by those who came before me. I know how these stories can end when there's no awareness, no access to care. But I also know that other stories are possible. Already, through research and a better understanding of this disease, we are living longer, healthier lives. I am able to raise our children confident in a brighter and more optimistic future for generations to come. We can make that future a reality. We can be active participants in our own PKD journeys. Stay informed on the research being done every day. Talk regularly with our doctors. We can advocate for ourselves. We can get involved with the PKD community, share our stories, and support one another. What's your story?
So I'm just getting back to the slide, and there we go. So that was a marvelous piece that Nick was kind enough to share his story with us. And we are very grateful to Nick and to all the individuals and patient warriors that have shared their stories with us over the years. Some of them were brought back into that video, which was marvelous to see. So if you haven't watched our vignettes, they are all available on our YouTube, and I encourage you to check them out. Another program that we'll be rolling out in 2024 that I'm very excited about is what we're calling PKD Mind Matters. For many years, one of the ways that the PKD Foundation of Canada has supported the PKD community, of course, is through organizing and facilitating webinars on a variety of PKD topics. And we're excited to announce in 2024 that we'll be expanding these webinars to focus monthly on mental health concerns often experienced by PKD patients. PKD Mind Matters will provide a safe space to have enriching discussions, ask questions, and to connect with others who are sharing similar PKD journeys as you are. Over the course of the next few weeks and leading into 2024, we will be sharing more information about this initiative, and we hope that you'll join us for these very topical webinars as we present them, I should say, in the new year. You'll see there on the slide some of the topics that we'll include will be body image as kidneys enlarge, family planning with polycystic kidney disease, navigating an invisible disability, choosing to disclose diagnosis, and uncertainty surrounding disease progression and treatment. So, of course, at any time, if there is a topic related to mental health and PKD that you would like for us to discuss and share with the community, drop us a line. We would love to hear from you on what you would like to see come out of this new campaign, PKD Mind Matters. One of the resources that's available on our website, again, in both English and French, is the Refer PKD platform. This is a tool that will help you connect your GP to physicians and clinicians with a stated interest in autosomal dominant polycystic kidney disease. Your GP can then visit referpkd.com and have the option to refer directly to the physician with a well-informed referral, complete with all the information needed to plan that referral, omitting what isn't required. So if you visit npkd.ca/referpkd or referpkd.com, you will be able to punch in your destination, your town or your city, and find the closest PKD specialty clinic that's near you. And it will also provide the next steps to get your GP to send in a referral. To touch on some milestones before I wrap up and we move on to our next presenter, over the years, the PKD Foundation of Canada has proudly become a national leader of clinical research and fellowship funding in the field of polycystic kidney disease. This next few slides outline the grant funding awards that we have presented to Canadian researchers and fellows in the field of polycystic kidney disease. And as a grassroots organization, it's absolutely incredible to say that since 1999, we have funded $948,523 towards PKD clinical research and fellowship funding. Of that close to $1 million, 85% of that has been since we incorporated on a national level in 2010. So it is very exciting to know that in 2024, our first grant awarded will help us cross that $1 million milestone. So a huge thank you to all of our supporters who over the years have helped us get to that. Another milestone that I'm extremely proud of for the PKD Foundation of Canada is the recognition of September 4th as National PKD Awareness Day. This is both recognized by Health Canada on a national level, as well as towns and city proclamations all across Canada. This year, in 2023, we had a record-setting number of proclamations. The slide that you see here and the next slide shows all of the mayors and councils that recognized PKD Awareness Day. If you go to our website, we have a blog that lists all of the towns and cities and lighting monuments that supported PKD Awareness Day. Of course, if you don't see your name, your town or city's name, I encourage you to reach out to us and we'll investigate whether or not they provide local proclamations. Unfortunately, some cities and towns don't, but we will gladly investigate so that we can enhance that spotlight on PKD. And that's exactly what PKD Awareness Day does, is it provides an elevated level of visibility for those in the PKD community and those that love them. It lets people know that towns and cities and Health Canada on a national level are all in our corner to support the PKD community and the work that the PKD Foundation of Canada is doing. This photo on the right is just a few of, again, our record-setting lighting monuments, as well as flag-raising ceremonies that we had over the course of 2023. So it has been absolutely amazing to see sites like Niagara Falls lit up teal, the CN Tower in Toronto, the Hamilton signs and the Halifax signs, the Calgary Tower. This is, again, providing the PKD community with that added support, knowing that those in their local communities are behind us in the fight to end PKD. We host educational events. We are now back to in-person events on a provincial level. And of course, we will always stay with this virtual option as well, knowing that this is a much more accessible means for those all across Canada, and as we learned today, around the world, to participate in these educational events. Something else that we put a lot of emphasis on in the PKD Foundation of Canada, encourage the PKD patients and their loved ones to support, is getting their story out to the media. And we recognize that by doing so, we are able to, again, shine that brighter spotlight on what it's like to live with PKD on a day-to-day basis. So these are just some of the examples of PKD patients having shared their stories with the National Post over the years. We've been showcased in Reader's Digest, on CTV, Daytime. The Rogers Daytime program has been tremendous support for us. And then, of course, there in the center is a fantastic shot from a few years ago with our Montreal volunteer chapter and walk coordinator, Louisa Miniaci DeLeo, and one of our absolute favorite PKD specialists, Dr. Alam, on Global Montreal, raising awareness of PKD and the PKD Foundation of Canada. So if you are interested in sharing your story and getting word out there, we have a wealth of resources. Michelle Lynn, in her role as Communications and Engagement Coordinator, will be happy to walk with you in sharing your story and building it out and getting it out to the masses. And this is a great way to get more eyes on PKD and the work that we're doing within the foundation. Before we start with Dr. Bevilacqua's presentation, I do encourage you all to stay connected after today's event. We are on most of the major social media channels. Again, our website, which is fully bilingual, the links are down at the bottom there. Give us a follow, give us a like. A lot of amazing PKD and kidney-centric content is shared across those channels on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And it's a great way to stay connected for future opportunities and educational events, just like the one you're attending today. So on that, if today isn't enough learning for you, I do want to bring your attention and encourage you to save the date for our next upcoming standalone webinar, which will be taking place on the 7th of December, 2023, from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will be joined by Dr. Karthik Tenekor, and he will be covering the webinar topic, Itching for New Therapies for CKD-Associated Pruritus, CKD-AP. This is a topic that is a very relevant and timely topic for many in the PKD and CKD community. And Dr. Tenekor will be talking about current treatment options, as well as what potentially will be coming down the pipeline for those affected by PKD or CKD and have the itching as one of their major side effects. So we will be sending out communications. We've started already. Our social posts about the upcoming webinar with Dr. Tenekor are already out and registration is open. So I do encourage you all to sign up for this webinar happening in the beginning of December and to stay connected, as I mentioned, for future events that we will be rolling out in 2024.